Yeah, it's believe it or not, games like this are going to make us better. They'll There's a lot we'll take from it, but whether that means we can create chances down a man, we can still stick to who we are. Um, that we can sit in the mid to lower block and be very very good for long periods of the game. We'll take some positive from this. I'm sure of it. It's it's um, it's an interesting way that it played out, and that we can go up 2-0, hit the post, and we feel like we're in a good way, and go up 2-0 and likely seal the game. And on the very same play, it creates a transition moment that we don't do well enough with. But that's how it goes. The margins are thin, as we know, against a team like Portland in their building. It's always difficult, but we thought we put them in a different type of game, for, maybe to the red card, and then it becomes really difficult. So yeah, just we'll take from it, we'll learn from it, and obviously just disappointing knowing that we had a good plan coming in, the guys executed, and we fell a bit short.
All right, we'll go into questions now. We'll start off with Braden Nurse from the Denver Post.
Chris, thanks for the time. You kind of mentioned it already, but after the equalizer, the red card, giving up the winner, the response was good. Like you said, thought maybe there were a couple opportunities to steal a point down a man. Just, I feel like I already know the answer, but are you more disappointed with the result or more encouraged by the response? Thank you.
I'm proud of my team, Braden. I'm proud of my team, the way they showed up tonight, and that the way they played, the way they stuck to what we set out to do, the way they stood tall in the tough moment after the red card. Calvin Harris gets in, Kevin gets a moment. Calvin gets fouled in and around the box, probably a foul, or at least it looked like that. But so we created some of that stuff, and structurally we stuck with it as we were still trying to create some moments that we can, with some counter threats. We made some subs to go after it. So yeah, listen, I'm again proud of the effort. I have to accept that the game does this to you sometimes, where even when you think things are going all right, the little moments can sway games, and we'll just still have to work to be better in transition, because football is a game of transition, and we don't do well in the moment. But I'm more so proud of my team today, um, and that's that.
We'll go now to Matt Pollard, Burgundy Way.
Thanks for the time, Chris. Chris, what was your thoughts on how the team approached once you were down a man and it was 1-1? Were you happy with the field tilt, or would you like to see that been either different tactically or in execution? Thank you.
No, listen, we stuck to what we wanted to do. 4-4-1, and now it's another play that defensively we don't get right to go down a goal, but that's part of it, Matt. We are still. I'll remind people, we're a young team, and we have to go through games like this, tough moments, to take steps forward. And we have an extremely young group, but they stuck to who we wanted how we wanted to be. So in the 4-4-1, still our pickup point was the same, and we can still do so many of the same things that we set out to do from the start. But at that moment, they're gaining a little bit. They're playing a little bit more direct in the second half, trying to change the rhythm. We can see it, but that was also going to set up for some transition for us. So, yeah, Matt, I'm actually satisfied with the structure at that stage, down a man, and now you have to suffer a little bit.
Go back to Braden.
Chris, a bit of a two-parter. Just Georgie, grabbing at the hamstring, had to come out. How's he doing? And obviously he's an important player for you, but just what changes tonight for you when he has to come out, and what's kind of different on both ends when he's on and off the field? Thank you.
He's seems like he'll be just fine. That it was more of a cramp in the hamstring and tightening than any injury, so that's good news. When your DP Georgi Mihalovic comes off, when already Hafa's not out there, right? Like Cole Bass's not there. You just what it means for us is he's a reference point. You see, he was able to relieve pressure in the first halves. He was going to be a guy that can be dangerous in transition that we knew we would create and try to turn it around on Portland. So yeah, when you lose, you know, a guy like Georgie, you do lose a lot. But you know, Connor Ronan is a guy that stepped in a little bit higher up the pitch. We bring in Wayne Frederick, and we can continue the same tactic. But yeah, of course we lose when Georgie's not out there.
Back to Pollard.
Chris, two-parter for me as well. Your thoughts on Nico Hansen, given all the circumstances and the save on the penalty, and then was there an injury or was it tactical with Connor coming on for Josh at halftime?
Yeah, Nico once again was solid, strong, big saves, big presence. Not sure he's surprising anyone these days with these performances because it just looks he's exactly where he's supposed to be. Very, very confident in all ways. That he had another good performance. And, yeah, Josh Atencio had some little tightness in his lower back, and that was injury related. So we knew we would be bringing on Connor at the break.
All right, we'll take the last one from Braden.
Yeah, Chris, another injury question. Was that a dislocation with Jackson's finger? How's he doing? Can you talk about his toughness to, against RSL throw up on the field, go down with calf cramps, and now tonight almost having kind of a Kobe Bryant moment with that finger tonight?
Yeah, it was facing the wrong way. It just dislocated, and I think they just put it back into place and carried on. We'll make sure he gets an X-ray and just take a look at that. But yeah, it's just strange when it's a little in the collision. This is when that contact happened, but he seems to be okay.